Dan, I mean, Max in the change from HBO Max to Max, seems to be leaning more into the lesser price ad supported end of the business as a way to open up the doors to more users, but also extend and grow the ARPU, the average revenue per user that are on the platform. But you don't have a free version. Or at least I don't know if you can talk about CNN Max, which is lit up my eyes and ears this morning. But is adding CNN a kind of new, different live version of that big global product to the service, a way of keeping your consumers at home before they want to leave the farm?
Yeah, I'm really happy that announcement came out this morning because now I could talk about it a bit.
Right.
And it goes to what John and Paul were saying earlier, which is essentially how do you be one of those top 8, maybe 6 services a user wants to subscribe to. CNN Max will be gated behind the paywall. So you will have to be a Max subscriber to access it, but it lets us hit new day parts, essentially. Like HBO, you're coming for prime time on Sunday, but are you coming back Monday morning, Monday evening to watch?
Daytime
CNN
programming
Max allows us, to sort of broaden out what we can be to users. I think listening to Jen talk a minute ago, I started thinking about how a subscription AVOD and SVOD play together when you're creating content. And there's an interesting conundrum where they want to do the same thing, but maybe slightly differently, because when Jen's launching Weird Al, Roku wants as many viewing hours as possible so that it can be monetized, and that's how you get your ARPU. On something like Max, it has to be an acquisition driver or a retention driver, either getting people in the door or convincing them to stay for another month. And then when you add the AVOD tier, now you're talking about how do you monetize it. So ultimately, does Netflix and Disney and all these other premium SVOD services having an AVOD tier impact the way that they greenlight and renew content is something that I have my eye on big time.
So you're letting the data drive, a lot of the decisions, or at least the consumer behavior, get more involved at an earlier stage to understand how the programming decisions are made. Which, I mean, owning your own platform allows you to do that. You're there. You have the access to your own first party data, and in fact, the Nielsen announcement that they're going to be covering, Amazon's first party data from their platform for live stream Thursday night football games all fall. And there was a major difference in measurement between Amazon's reading and Nielsen's reading last season. That's a good indication that for things like the NBA, for you guys, or CNN, on Max, you'll be able to maybe get a more accurate read of the audiences themselves.